Yo, as always, like, share, subscribe. Now let's just get into it. So we finally made it. We 10-1, and we know what's up. We got the game coming up. Michigan plays Ohio State in Michigan. 12 o'clock is probably on ABC. Now, I know people were saying I was nitpicking the Maryland win, and there was a reason I was nitpicking. Because the mistakes we make against Maryland, you can get away with it. But when you make mistakes, they can become tendencies. You do those mistakes against Ohio State, they'll be doing backflips and they'll be having a party and releasing balloons on the sideline. That's what they do against us. So if you think I'm nitpicking, no, I'm not nitpicking. I'm knowing who we got coming up. That's what it's about. So that's why I was crucial in pointing out things against Maryland that can't happen against Ohio State. Now, see, Ohio State's got a prolific offense. They're first in total yards, 10th in passing with 360 a game, 50th in rushing with 197 a game. First in points with 47 a game, seventh on third down. So they getting it done. However you want it, they can do it. So what I would do in this game, and before I even get into it, because none of this stuff matters. This is a game for playmakers. This is a game for playmakers. This is a game for dudes that want to make plays, that know how to make plays, that are going to make plays. So you can be in the right position. We've seen multiple years, Metellus, other dudes dropping picks when we had a chance to control the game, and they dropping picks. We saw R.J. Moten have a chance against Michigan State. He dropped a pick late that probably could have sealed it for us. Playmakers, dudes that make plays, win big games. So before I even get into scheme and any of that stuff, if there's a play to be made, you must make it. Force a mistake. C.J. Stroud throws a questionable ball, and you can get it and pick it, and take it to the house. Make a game-changing play. DJ Turner, like you did last week, you ain't going out of bounds. No, I'm going to go to the house. I'm housing this one. Things like that. We get a strip sack, it ain't all jumping on it. No, I'm grabbing it and I'm taking it 60. Because if the tables are turned and they get a strip sack, one of them fat dudes on their D-line gonna end up taking it 70. So it is crucial. Playmakers make plays. All the dudes that came back, all the captains, Ojabo, Aiden Hutchinson, Josh Ross, Dax Hill, all these dudes that are starting and getting time, you have to make the plays, or none of this stuff I'm going to talk about matters. If they're not making the plays, if they're not playing with a physical hunger and passion to dominate someone that has beaten you, 10 times in a row, who knows how many now? That's what it's all about. You have to hate these dudes. Why shouldn't you? And you take out all your aggression, all your pain, all your anger, you take it out on him. That's what you have to do. Now, with that being said, I just wanted to touch on that. Playmakers have to make plays. What I would do, I'm rushing for. You have to rush for and run a zone. You have to keep two safeties back regardless, unless you're going to try to disguise a cover three. You're going to have two safeties back pretty much at all times to negate the fact that they can get deep so fast and Ryan Day schemes up good plays that for deep passes. So with that being said, I'm keeping two safety, whether I'm in a cover two, whether I'm just in a man dropping two, anything like that, I would try to be in zone most of this game and blitz here and there, but not that much. Now, with that being said, you have to hope that the pass rush, I know people are going to say, our pass rush is going to eat them up. Our pass rush. Hopefully they do. But this is the thing about that. I've came into this game thinking that years before, and Ryan Day's not stupid. So I know some of us you don't really think about the game like that. Ryan Day's not stupid. He gets paid to coach. So he knows Aiden and Ojabo have 10 sacks apiece with probably 7 or 8 forced fumbles. So it's not likely he's just going to leave his offensive line, which is good. They've got a good offensive line. He's not just going to leave them on one-on-one. He's probably going to give them help with a running back chipping, leaving a tight end in, or max protect and scheme up plays to go deep or underneath. Now, with that being said, you rush 4, Aiden and Ojabo or whoever's in has to play like a man amongst boys. Now, Aiden has done that pretty much all year. I need to see to the top level. Everything has to be raised up a notch. The aggression, the discipline, and knowing what your team, knowing what OSU wants to do. The film study has to go up to another level. They say Rod Moore, the freshman, watches the most film. Now, he can't be watching the most film. Everybody needs to know the OSU offense from inside and outside. When they see these plays coming, they should be running the routes. That's how well you need to know. I'm going to go on a rant. You're not going to beat Ohio State unless you outwork them. You ain't beating them unless you outwork them. That's in the weight room, that's in film study, that's in execution. You ain't beating them unless you outwork them. That's just number one. You got to put on your hard hat and say, this is going to be a long day for you. If you feel like you can't tackle Henderson up top, blow his legs out. You can fly up and go for his legs. You ain't got to go up high. You have to do the homework to beat these dudes. So when you see certain plays, you're not out there guessing, and all of a sudden bombs away over your head. You see the play and you there. You ready to make the pick. You jumping it. I did my homework. I know this play. I'm jumping this route. I know that bootleg. I'm not falling for it. I was waiting for you, dog. I've been doing the homework. Not this year. Not this team. No. Now, with that being said, that's what you have to do to beat a team like this that you haven't beat in who knows how long. You got to outwork them on everything. So, with that being said, you want to take away the big chunk plays. You can give up a long touchdown here or there, but you can't do it consistently. Now, Nebraska held them to 26. Penn State held them to 33. So, how did they do that? They made plays when they were there, and they held them to 3. Making the plays. So, if C.J. Stroud threw a questionable pass, they didn't just knock it down or, we almost had it. No, they got the interception. They running up the sideline celebrating. We making plays. You have to make plays in this game. So you say, people going to say, well, how did they stay in it? They made plays on defense, and they held them to 3 a lot of the times. Stopped them on 4th down sometimes. These are the things you have to do. Same thing with Penn State. Causing fumbles and just playing strong, fundamentally sound, disciplined football. aggressive football on defense. So that's just it. So now, if we're running a ton of zones, which we should, CJ Stroud goes against zone. That's what Ohio State runs. They run zone. So with that being said, when he does throw in the zone of these short passes, you have to gang tackle. You have to be gang tackling. This is a game right here where you have to gang tackle. Your teammate holding a dude or something, you got to go and knock these dudes out. Like, you can't be jogging up to the play thinking your teammate just made the tackle. No, finish the play. Lay the wood. Finish the play. Everyone to the ball. Because if you don't, this dude will break a tackle. Oh, he's going 60. Because you thought the play was already made. No, finish the play. Finish the play until you hear the whistle. If not, you get to running. You get to making the tackle. Like, these are things that you just have to do. Because if you don't, these dudes will eat up yardage. You have to get them to the ground when they throw these short passes. And still stay disciplined to not give up the big touchdown. Like, the margin for error is OSU can make some mistakes. Our margin for error is small. I'm going to keep it real. It's small. So these are just the things that we have to do to win the game. Like, it's just that crucial. When there's a play to be made, you must make it. When Aiden and Ojabo can get a strip sack or something, we have to get the ball. Now, the real hope for this game is that these dudes can get to CJ Stroud when we're rushing forward, with just rushing forward. That's the hope that I know everybody is going on. And hopefully they can. Hopefully they can. Even if they do get, even if he does leave some extra blockers in. If you're hungry, a double team ain't nothing. I'm just gonna keep it real. A double team ain't nothing if you that hungry. It's just about effort and just wanting to do it consistently. So that's just all it is to it. Now, with us trying to run that scheme, having to worry about them going over the top so much in the passing game, then it's okay. We still got to remember they got Henderson. This dude will eat up yards and go 60 in about 5 seconds. So the safeties, this is a game where the safeties and pretty much everybody just has to be on point. Like, you got to have a hunger and a passion to stop these dudes. Because if you don't, if the front seven has to, if we're going to play zone and we're just rushing forward most of the time, that front seven has to be playing lights out. Like these Mozzie and Morris and these dudes, Chris Hinton, everybody on the D line has to be playing their best, because when they do run it, Henderson, this dude is averaging 7 yards a carry. Are you kidding me? 7 yards? So it's crucial that if he does get through the front seven, the safeties are coming up making tackles. Remember Michigan State? We were so worried about the pass that Kenneth Walker goes for 200 yards. The safeties aren't coming up. And I know you're going to say we didn't have 8 in the box. Well, we can't. This is a game we can't have 8 in the box. And this dude is probably faster than Kenneth Walker. He ain't as nasty with the moves, but he putting up numbers since he been starting. He's putting up numbers. So the safeties have to still pay attention and be ready to make tackles. Because the game is, you can't give up touchdowns. I don't care if it's a touchdown in the running or passing game. That's the key to winning this game. Making plays and holding them to 3. And if they do, because Ryan Day is aggressive, if he does go for it on fourth, stopping him. Because this dude will just get aggressive and start going for it. So that's just what it is. Like, there are some schemes that you can run to then negate that. Now, knowing Mike Macdonald, he likes to blitz corners and safeties. So I wouldn't be surprised on certain downs you see Dax blitzing, or you see DJ Turner or somebody blitzing from like a corner or something. Now, hopefully those can get there. But with Ohio State, and this goes back to the pass rush, with Ohio State, they make you guard the whole field. So you're going to have jet sweeps. You're going to see wide receiver screens. You'll see running back screens. You'll see little drag routes. You'll see comeback routes. You'll see deep posts. You'll see go routes. You see everything. They make you guard the whole field. So that's why the task is so great to slow them down. Like, it's not me trying to praise these dudes. It's just they're that good, bro. So me just wondering how to stop them enough to beat them. Like, I've been thinking about this for weeks and weeks. So that's just what it is. Now, if the pass rush is somewhat getting there, when they running screens and these quick routes, then they're not gonna have time to get there. Like a screen, you're not gonna have time to get there. A little inside dig, you're not gonna have time to get there. You're gonna get rid of that ball fast. So it's crucial that the pass rush has to get there when he does try a longer pass and things like that. And if you can't get there, try to get your hands up and knock it down. Something. But the task, this they got their hands full. I'd hate to be defensive coordinator going against them. Like, real talk. Because it's one thing to scheme up a game plan, but the players still have to execute it. They still have to execute the game plan. You could come up with the best game plan to slow them down, but the players have to know their assignments, stay disciplined, and make the plays when they're there. So that's all I got for this one, y'all. That's all I got for this one, y'all. I hate to. They got almost 3,000 yard receivers, bro. That should tell you something. Like, I'd hate to be the Mike Macdonald trying to scheme against these dudes. Like, the task is great, but we've seen teams slow them down. And it's not just one player. It's not just a pass rush. It's the whole defense making plays. It's the whole defense. From the D-line, the linebackers to the secondary. They're all making plays and gang tackling, getting to the ball, and yeah, you're going to give up some plays to them. You're going to give up some big plays to them because Ryan Day he's great at scheming up plays. But it's about when CJ Stroud makes a mistake, you make him pay for it. So that's really what I got for this one, y'all. I'm sweating just thinking about this and how to slow them down, bro. Like, I really hate them. Like, I really hate them. That's all I can say on this, bro. Like, they just got a lot of weapons, and he's got them clicking at the right time. So the pass rush would be big to slow them down. They're gonna have to make some plays, but it can't be them alone. It can't be them alone. The secondary has to make plays, find the ball in the air, and know your assignment, and don't get beat deep. Don't get beat deep. That's all I got for this one, y'all. I hate these dudes so much, but I gotta respect them because they good. They good, and it's giving me a headache because I'm a defensive dude. So I know there's a scheme to slow down everyone, but you have to execute it. So I'm hoping McDonald has got a scheme. Zones will do it, but them being so good in the pass game and them being so good in the run game, it's you don't face a lot of teams that throw for almost 350 a game and run for 200 a game. They got a dude that can, you know what I'm saying? So it makes the margin for error so small, bro. Like, that's all I got for this one, y'all. I don't know what to say on these dudes. Like, it is what it is. You got to scheme it up, but I can understand us having a scheme. My worry is the secondary executing it and starting, when he starts throwing short, or if they start getting some runs short, then they start looking in the backfield. They start trying to do other dudes' jobs and not just stay in the scheme. And remember, don't get beat deep. Be deeper than the deepest. That's all I got for this one, y'all. Like, share, subscribe, and as always, go blue.